Well, I was gonna yell at you, but I have, as you know, Ryan, I have connections all over the world, and I got some insider information about why you are an hour late to the show, and I forgive you. You can confirm or deny, but this is the information I was given for why you are late.
I tried showering today, David. It was awful. My hands in a gallon Ziploc bag, zip tied around the wrist. That's pretty much exactly what it looked like, David. Of course, AI had captured me. I believe this was the ATM footage. It might be a traffic cam footage, David.
I think it's traffic cam footage. This was
Yeah.
forwarded to me by FBI Director Dan Bongino.
Dan Bongino, definitely not been to Epstein Island.
Oof. Yeah. Ryan, today on the show.
Sorry I'm late, everybody.
We're going to talk about what Democrats are doing to win over men because they admit they've lost them. Unpopular.
Why is that a big deal, Dave? I thought women don't need men.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Just need men to vote.
Unpopular opinion that I have, but bullying works. I said it. Fight me. CDC removes the COVID jab, courtesy of RFK Jr. Our vegetables, Ryan. What are going to happen to our vegetables? We're gonna talk about this. Florida is we're just going to talk about their monetary system. They have some changes coming. NPR is suing Trump for blocking the funding. What the FBI is up to, and the debt, Ryan, the national debt. It's always there. Like, people kind of stop talking about it. It's always just lurking in the background, and everyone just acknowledges it exists.
It's a giant metaphorical can that's not metaphorical, getting kicked down a road that's not metaphorical.
It's getting too big to kick. I don't.
Too big to fail, David.
Well, eventually, you just can't kick it. Like I can't kick a house down the road. I can kick a literal can, but not anything huge.
Bet you I can kick your house with a 1-foot laser beam, David, at 5 miles.
Ryan, what would you like to start with today?
I'm going to start with the debt.
You want to start with the debt?
Considering it's looming, David, I don't want it to loom over the head of this episode.
Well, there's no looming about it. It's large, and this is going to be quick because, quite frankly, it's just a footnote. Honestly, I just want it to like still be on people's minds. But Rand Paul actually shared this on his X account, and he makes it very simple. Because it's getting to the point where it's so big, people don't understand what this means. So he breaks it down. National debt is now $36.9 trillion. Now, that's one way of saying it's large. That's fine. Get it.
It doubled in our lifetime. I remember when we got into this, David, it was like 12 trillion.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what was, just for the record, like, Ryan, what year were you born?
1991. Obama was when I started paying attention to politics, really.
Okay. About 1991 national debt. I'm going to presume it's about
$1 million.
Yeah,
billion.
Well, no, it's going to be. It was $3.6 trillion in 1991.
So it's 10 times larger.
It is 10x'd. It has 10x'd. But here's what I like about how Rand Paul laid this out, okay? That's a number. That sounds big. Nobody knows what that really means, though. He put an equation in there. That is $107,000 per citizen. Every legal man, woman, or children in the United States owes $107,000 just to bring it to zero. Assuming no more money is spent. Assuming they balance the budget from now until forever.
Which always happens, David, clearly.
It gets worse. Ryan. It gets worse because he puts another equation on there. You ready for this figure? It's $323,000 per tax-paying citizen.
$323 per tax-paying citizen.
That's correct.
Fuck, dude.
That's what I said. That is exactly what I said. I don't know if I can put words on that.
Imagine just start going to everybody that you see and asking them for $350. I need $330 now, dude.
$330,000 per taxpayer to get to zero, assuming they don't.
Oh,
continue to run it.
330,000. That makes sense.
Yes.
That makes sense. Yeah. I missed the 100,000.
330,000 per person, tax-paying person.
Holy fuck, dude. So that's admitting that 2/3 of people don't pay taxes as well?
Yes, that's correct. That's right.
I thought the wealthy pay tax, David.
Well, they try to make it sound like wealthy people don't pay taxes, but that's incorrect. They pay most of the taxes because people
Like
will play this
all the taxes.
And they're not dumb. They know what they're doing. They know how to message and market, which we'll talk about. But they know if they use the term rate instead of physical dollars, they can make rich people look like they're not paying taxes. Well, they pay lower rates. Okay, well, they still pay more money. And why do they pay lower rates? They don't want to talk about that. Because they're investors. And investors play at a lower rate. Because you want to encourage investments.
No,
they don't
David,
just pay lower rates because they feel like
economy? It. What do you want, David? You don't want no new buildings being built with, like, I don't know, higher paying jobs than McDonald's? You just want McDonald's, David. That's all you want.
If you work at McDonald's, your portion is $107,000. Good luck.
I mean, all that 401k does.
Good luck. Good luck with that. At what point? This is a scarier thought. At what point is it officially not relevant how much the national debt is? Because it's going to get to a point where you can't pay it off. I think borderline we're already there and past it, to be honest with you. But there's a point where you can't pay it off and you're not even going to try anymore. And then it's going to get to, and here's where it gets really interesting. Who do you owe the debt to and what can they do about it?
Yeah, who's America own debt to? China?
I believe China is a
Look up who owns America's debt.
Most of it?
Mm-hmm. Just the breakdown of the debt. Who's America in debt to?
The United States national debt is owned by a combination of domestic and foreign investors. Domestic investors, nice. As well as government agencies and trusts. How can our own government own its own debt? Doesn't even make sense. About 80% of the total debt is held by the public, including individuals, corporations, the Federal Reserve, state and local governments, and foreign entities. The remaining 20% is held by government accounts.
So it's even more bullshit.
Well, that's super generic, though.
That's super bullshit. It sounds like taxing is a Ponzi scheme, David.
So 80% of the debt we own ourselves? Like, how does that...
I don't even give a fuck about the money then. Print all the money in the world then. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, if we own 80% of it, so what's the real debt? The real... Then 80% of it's not real debt. Like, that doesn't even make sense. You can't owe yourself debt. I loaned it to myself?
Well, you paid it back with 3% interest, David.
Foreign governments, central banks, and private investors in other countries also own a considerable amount, primarily through investments in the treasury.
Central banking, David.
That didn't really answer the question at all, though. I don't think.
Ask Gronk a breakdown of the government debt.
Yeah, Gronk's better than
prompt
I will prompt it, Ryan. How would you like me to prompt this?
Tell Gronk. Tell him take the United States 2024 national debt and break it down by who owns the debt and how. by country or entity or something. List.
Okay, let's see what Grok will not let us down.
Clearly, it knows that Gandalf can beat Dumbledore, David.
As of May 2025, the U.S. national debt is around 36.56 trillion based on the most recent data available. This figure breaks down into two main categories: debt held by the public and intragovernmental holdings. Debt held by the public, approximately 79%, is $29 trillion. This portion of money the U.S. government has borrowed from external lenders, including individuals, institutions, and foreign entities, through treasury securities like bills, notes, and bonds. Okay. Without reading more into this, I'm just going to come out and say it. This is weird backdoor bribery. Am I incorrect in this?
Public debt would admit like it's our citizenry holding the debt.
If you're a major corporation and you loan the government money, you know you're not getting that money back. So you would only do it if you're seeking something in return. But you can't really give them money looking for return because that's bribery.
So debt is bribery?
Dude, 80% of the national debt is
bribery?
Is bribery from corporations. Am I wrong in that? Is that a bad take?
All right. So other domestic holders include mutual funds, pension funds, insurance companies, commercial banks, state and local governments, and individual investors. For instance, depository institutions, bank and credit unions own about 4.86% of the total debt. What does that mean, though, when somebody owns debt of the United States, though? $8 trillion.
Yeah, foreign holders, 8 trillion, 28% of the public debt. Foreign ownership accounts for about 22%. Japan is the largest foreign holder. Really?
I thought it was China.
I would have put money on China. Japan's the largest foreign holder? That's interesting. Followed by China, the United Kingdom, fuck them, we already beat them. Luxembourg, we already know what that is. That's central banking. Canada, fuck them. They're not getting it back. Over half of this foreign debt is owned by central banks and government entities. So
so they own pension funds. The government's debt is pension funds and mutual funds to 401k accounts tied into government stocks and
here we go.
Bonds.
Ready? I'm just going to be honest. Nothing else matters other than this. Okay? Because let's just be clear about what this is. Large corporations and central banks run your government because they loaned them bribery money, and now the government works for them. Is that what this is? Is there anything else that matters?
Because the government's indebted to them, David.
Until someone with giant balls, and I'm not saying someone as in one person, is when 500 people get giant balls until the central banks and foreign and domestic investors, when enough people have big giant balls and say fuck you, you're not getting your money back, good luck, that's when things will change. Until then, the government has been bribed under the guise of national debt and investments and loans. These aren't investments and loans. Nobody in their right mind would loan the government money.
What do you mean, Dave? They're going to pay me back.
This is a big hint, wink, wink. Oh, I'm investing in you. I'm sending you. Oh, you need some money? Yeah, let me loan you a little bit of money. By the way, we need to go bomb the Gaza Strip.
No, David, the Jews would never do that, David.
I'm not saying the Jews, Ryan. I'm just saying in general.
The military-industrial complex would never do that, David.
Also, it's interesting Israel is not remotely on this list.
You should ask Gronk if Israel owns any of the United States national debt.
I will prompt it. My mouse has frozen. My mouse is back. It's gonna be like, oh, it's unclear. Oh, thanks for the same exact answer. Perfect. Oh, some context. 2018 Israel's holding of its debt was relatively small compared to holders like Japan and China. Potentially in the range of 50 to 100 billion, and it sounds like a guess. But we loan them more money than that. So how do they well, just wash that debt. We give you more money than that. So let's just say we're even. In China, you wipe your debt too. You wipe yours out because we're 90% of your economy, so fucking relax. We don't owe you anything. Same thing with Japan. Yeah, Japan, we don't owe you anything either. But by the way, those aren't large, relatively speaking. $1 trillion of $36 trillion. That's not a ton. It's 1/36 of our debt is owned by Japan. Like we're certainly.
What's the yearly GDP? What's the yearly GDP of the United States?
Fix it, Croc. Fix it. And don't be snarky. I'm assuming you mean the United States. Shut the fuck up. Projected to be around 29.3 trillion by the end of the year.
All right, so yeah, we're only left with a couple trillion.
This kind of goes back to. Do you remember Trump on Rogan? And he said something along the lines of the debt. I don't want to say he didn't matter, but he kind of leaned into the idea that it doesn't really matter if our economy is big enough to make up for the debt. Like it's all relative. Like if you were to try to make this, I don't know, if you were to put this in terms like you made $100,000 a year, but you had $100K in debt, like it's a lot for sure, but you're not really buried. And then if you figure what kind of debt it is, like
you're like, I could just bomb my way out of this debt here.
Like if you figured like what the debt, like, well, I own 100, I make 100 grand a year, but I owe 100 on my house. Most financial people would not be like, you're fucked. They'd be like, oh yeah, well, just keep paying off your house, you'll be fine. So, is it?
Dave, so what you're telling me, Trump? Isn't this funny? We used to care about the debt. But the more we find out how it's tied into nothing, we're like, just
fuck it, make it 200. Who cares?
I don't want to hear shit about minimum wage now. Now I can't bitch about minimum wage and us not affording this. We can afford $100 minimum wage because the debt don't matter.
That's irrelevant. Fuck it.
That's irrelevant. Minimum wage is a fuck.
Fuck it. That's irrelevant. Yeah, that took two.
I'm gonna call my bank when they ask me about my car payment. I'd be like, well, who really is indebted to you here? They'd be like, you.
Be like, this debt.
Well, who owns the bank?
Yeah. And here's the other thing. It's like, okay, financial advisor, also here's a stipulation. I own 80% of my debt. They'd be like, oh, so you loaned yourself 100 grand? So you only you make 100 grand a year and you only owe 20 grand. Like you're okay. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. And of the 20 grand I owe, one of them's my ex-wife who smokes cigarettes and is gonna die in 10 years. Like
now obviously we're half joking here, but here it is a legit problem, obviously. The other legit problem is the unfunded liabilities, which if I'm not mistaken, is well over $100 trillion at this point.
Ask Grok about the unfunded liabilities.
Unfunded liabilities.
Prompt Grok to break down the unfunded liabilities of the United States government.
Let's see. Come on, Grok. Let's see what you got. This report states that the unfunded obligation for Social Security and Medicare combined is $175 trillion over a 75-year period. Wow. Wow. And that's on top of the... In summary,
that we owe ourselves.
unfunded liabilities of the U.S. government in 2025 are likely between 190 and 220 trillion. These numbers dwarf the 36.56 trillion national debt, highlighting a deeper fiscal challenge. And they're separate from the national debt, which is important too. So if you really think about it, add those two together, that's $250 trillion that we don't have, that we have to pay.
Ask Gronk how Gronk would fix the national debt.
How would you suggest we fix the national debt and unfunded liabilities?
Crisis.
Addressing the U.S. national debt and unfunded liabilities requires a multi-pronged approach, balancing fiscal discipline, economic growth, and structural reforms. The scale of the problem, combined with annual deficits, rising interest payments, and political gridlock, means there's no quick fix. Here's a concise, actionable strategy. Okay, government, let's just be clear. Here's what I want the government to do. I want them to go to X, okay? I want them to have a premium account, and I want them to ask Grok how to fix it like we did, and then follow it.
Look at me. I am the president now.
Look at me. Yeah. Grok is the president. President Grok.
President Grok in chief, dude.
Entitlement reforms, Social Security and Medicare are the largest drivers of unfunded liabilities. Gradually raise the retirement age. Oh, Ben Shapiro. He's getting a little Jewy boner. To reflect longer life expectancies. Say 69.
What about the plastic in my food, you fucking cocksucking AI
hold
robot?
on. We asked it about this, though. Test benefits to focus on those in need and adjust cost of living. I actually love that idea. It is, let's just call it communism. It is communism, but if you're a multi-billionaire, you probably don't need Social Security. I'm just saying you probably don't need it. Not that they're collecting it either, but you probably don't need it. Discretionary spending cuts, trim non-defense discretionary spending about $900 billion annually in 2024 by 5 to 10% through efficiency audits, Doge, targeting redundant programs, defense spending, and could be streamlined by reducing overseas bases, focusing on tech-driven capabilities. It is interesting too, now that we're, of course, learning about who owns the debt, why they don't want to get rid of the debt, why they refuse to focus on Doge, because
the debt is actually funding all of the shit.
That's because it's bribery. So if you get rid of the debt, you get rid of your bribery.
Yeah, we're always like, oh, it's just mass government incompetence. No, it's
all
bribes.
It's all Veep.
All Veep. It's tied around national debt. And Ben Shapiro's the first one to suck dick on the debt. We got to bring this spending down. We got to cut my Social Security.
Entitlement reforms could save 20 to 30 trillion over 75 years per CBO estimates, while discretionary cuts might reduce annual deficits by 100 to 150 billion. Increase revenue without stifling growth short to medium term. Stimulate economic growth, expand the tax base long term. Restructure the debt and the liabilities medium to long term. Institutional and political reforms. Challenges and trade-offs. Political resistance, economic risks, global factors. Expected outcomes. Debt to GDP ratio currently at 125%, which is 36.56 trillion of debt per the 29.3 trillion GDP. These measures could lower it to 100 by 2040. If deficits shrink by $600 billion. So we have to cut $600 billion a year just to get our entire economy to be our debt. And then with the unfunded liability, it's good.
You're
fucking
fucked.
luck. You're
Yeah,
fucking right. The strategy
yeah.
avoids extreme measures like default or hyperinflation, which would
Yeah,
tank
I don't want
global
to.
markets. Fucking tank the global markets. Fuck them. I'm supposed to be worried about the global market. Fuck the global market. What is it doing for us? We're in debt. Who cares?
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Especially because we own our own debt. Fuck it,
Who gives a
dude.
shit? Fuck them. What am I worried? Japan's economy is going to tank? I don't give a fuck. Go drive
Well,
your
they're
own
gonna ask for
Toyota.
their $1 trillion back here.
You guys are giving us Mitsubishis, okay? You think I care about your fucking economy? Nobody even drives one of those. Do they even make a car anymore? Get the fuck out of here. You build your Toyotas here. Nobody cares about any other brands. Honda? What the fuck does
They're
Honda
so
have?
fun. Take to go to global markets. I don't give a fuck.
This is why I'm not president. I don't care about the global. Fuck the global. I don't care. I'm not a globalist. Fuck your global market. My debt matters more than your economy. I don't care. Fuck all you guys. Fuck all the investors who are trying to bribe me. You're not getting paid back. I'm defaulting. Fuck your debt. I don't care. I'm not paying it back. I could not care less.
Like, sir, aren't you worried about the consequences of what?
Fuck.
Me owing myself money? Are you fucking
No.
kidding me?
No, I'm not worried. What am I worried about? An assassination attempt? Fuck them. What else do I have to worry about? They're going to take me out?
Well, clearly, David. You know, unless they're just staging it like Trump did, fake assassination.
This is...
Isn't it crazy? The party that never believed in conspiracy theories believed that was the first thing. He faked the whole thing to get reelected. Like, really? I'm glad we solved the debt crisis, David.
We solved it. I solved the debt. You're welcome. You're welcome, America. Grok tried. It tried to be reasonable. I solved it. Fuck your debt. Don't care. Don't care about your economy. Don't care about my debt. Only care about my
get a
economy.
better
Only care about
country.
my people.
Get a better country.
China, I don't care. Get fucked. That's why I'm not president. Ryan.
David.
Ryan, more bad takes from me. I like bullying.
Why? It makes hot girls hot again.
I think it's effective in changing people.
Bring
Now,
anorexia back again, David.
I'll put a caveat on what I'm saying. Being mean for the sake of being mean is a form of bullying, obviously, and that's ineffective.
So you're for strategic bullying, David.
I'm for strategic bullying that seeks an outcome.
So you're looking for just and moral bullies.
I think fat people need to be fat shamed, Ryan.
I agree with you.
See, this is the thing with I think this. Well, hold on. I should probably look this up before I just.
I also will go further, David. I think that we should fat shame entire industries about it. That Target, you need to stop telling people it's okay for them to be fat and obese. Medical industry, it's stop telling people that they're beautiful at all sizes so you can sell Ozempic.
Our chickens are too good at laying eggs.
Fit.
Oh, they got giant eggs.
They don't fit inside the carton.
Yeah,
They got big balls.
Give these as thank you gifts.
I don't know.
Throw them at the house.
No, don't throw them at the house.
What the hell? What? What the hell
Rat-
is this shit?
Right. Let me see it.
I cracked one of them.
Oh, you did it? You
Yeah.
cracked it?
When I went to close it, I was like, I don't know if it's just me.
Our chickens lay fucking massive eggs,
Those
and
aren't
they
even the biggest. I picked small ones.
don't fit. Like, yeah, this one's cracked now.
I literally picked the smallest eggs that I could.
Oh.
They don't fit in the mini carton that you've got.
It's not a mini carton.
Well, it is a mini carton.
It's just a 6-pack carton.
Yeah, mini carton.
It's a non-Dave Corn carton.
Is it though? Because it fits in like.
Is that what happens when you love your chickens, David?
When you put them in, they stretch a little bit.
See, this is proof that loving your chickens is more important than loving your dogs.
This is Ryan is correct. This is because we love our chickens.
I told Dave he's got to keep those.
I told Ryan yesterday that out of the animals, with the exception of our dog Axel, I like the chickens more than I like the dogs.
Well,
except for the wiener dog Axel. Axel's super awesome. All the other dogs, I don't care.
What am I supposed to do?
I don't know.
Kill
There you go. Hand them without the top. I don't fucking know.
I can't hand taking off the top.
Cut the
Tape it.
top and then just set it gently on top.
Tape it.
I don't know. There's no good answer. The eggs
Wrap
are
it in foil.
These are literally the smallest ones, Dave. I picked out the smallest ones.
Yeah, our chickens lay massive eggs.
Oh my
Big
fucking
balls.
God. All right, well, back to the drawing board, I guess.
Big eggs. Big, beautiful eggs.
I got the biggest eggs. You just gotta love them.
Big ostrich eggs. Where were we? Bullying. Bullying is great. Yeah.
Is that how you get big chicken eggs, David? You just bully them?
Bully them. If every time I get a small one, I throw it right at their face. Give me a bigger
You
egg.
eat it in front of them to exert dominance.
I do. Actually, what I do is I take, when they lay eggs, I grab them out of the nesting box and I walk over to them and I tell them thank you.
Do you?
I thank them. I thank my chickens for their eggs.
Dave, you're so awesome. That's why they're giving you big
Those are
eggs, dude.
dude, big, beautiful eggs. Can't be beat. No
I'm buying
inflation.
$10. I'm buying $10 eggs. Dave's eating fucking an egg that's worth $10, dude.
They're fucking huge. The eggs are huge. They're a little different. Sometimes you get fat eggs. Sometimes you get like a weird, awkwardly tall egg. Though I got a really long, tall egg. It's kind of weird.
Not GMO eggs, David. They're not all the same.
I am suspicious of store-bought eggs now that I have chickens, though, because store-bought eggs are always the same size and shape.
Well, it's because they kill all inferior eggs, David.
I don't like our eggs are all completely different shades and shapes and sizes, and I know they like dye white eggs, but
They dye white eggs.
well, some chickens naturally lay white eggs, but like the perfect white shells that you get from the store-bought egg, like yeah, those are modified to be that white.
I'm fucking buying genetically modified chicken eggs, David.
How are white eggs so white? Eggshell color, including white color of some eggs, is primarily determined by the breed of chicken and their genetics. No. That is true. There's some like whites and browns and different colors. There's even something, I think Eve said they're called like Easter eggs or something. Some chickens lay like blue and pink eggs. Washing, though, yes. In the United States, eggs are often washed to remove any dirt or debris, source of bacteria. While washing make eggs appear whiter, it doesn't change their inherent color. Yeah, I don't. But this isn't right.
Was that Google or Gronk, David?
That is Google. Why are store-bought eggs perfectly white? Don't tell me this bullshit about the breed of the chicken. They use white leghorn chickens known for their high egg-laying rate and efficient convert. That's true. Yes, I know, but they are not bleached. Bullshit. I don't buy that. Google is saying it's because they use a very specific breed of chicken, and they're saying they are not bleached. They are not dyed.
Are you calling? That means
I'm
they're
calling
dyed.
Google a liar. Yes, I'm saying that's a lie.
Why, David? On what basis are you going to question?
On the basis I question everything, right? I'm consistent.
Consistent. Ryan, there's no firsthand knowledge you have that would tempt you to question the color of chicken eggs.
Well, the fact that I have chickens.
Well, so that makes you an expert.
But
I
don't have longhorn chickens. So yes, I have brown eggs naturally. I get it. You can buy brown eggs at the store. I know all that. I know all this. Those are perfectly white eggs. They're not washed that properly.
Just wash, David.
What are they?
Just wash eggs.
What are they sanding and buffing the eggs? They are perfectly white.
They got a guy in there.
He's got 1,000 grit wet sandpaper.
He's licking.
High polish. Yeah, this is a good egg. I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. Ryan, bullying.
How am I taking a buff an egg, dude?
Bullying works, Ryan.
Says who, David?
Says this man. I don't. I know people don't like this. I don't care.
To all the people that fat shamed me, that body shamed me, that put me down.
Now you're up.
Thank
you're
you.
Welcome. Yep.
Because I'm stronger than ever.
Exactly.
And I'm working harder.
Perfect.
And I'm going to succeed.
Excellent.
I'm going to continue to achieve.
Love it.
And I just wanted to thank you because through attacks, they gave me thicker skin. They made me stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go.
Yep. Perfect. 100%. Love it. Agreed. You're welcome. This man was obviously trying to be snarky, but he's correct. He's 100% correct. Men do kind of do this with each other, by the way. And I know Democrats are going to spend a lot of money to try to figure this out, how men speak to each other. But this is absolutely a thing.
Man, if we only had a guy like Joe Rogan, dude, that's all we need. Just need a guy like Joe Rogan on our side. Really deliver the messaging.
Yeah, men 100% will bully each other.
Yeah, I actually find it to be a problem sometimes in my other relationships that, I kind of forget girls don't
No,
talk
you
to
have
each
to
other the way men do.
Yeah, no. And that's actually, I think that's a problem. And that's why men and women have to talk to each other differently, because they have to. Men can't talk to women like they talk to men, and men can't operate around women like they operate around men.
Yeah, and women can't talk to men like they talk to their
Like
women friends.
Like all
The
men
thi- The
understand
think
there
and
is
feel
this.
thing.
All men understand with other men, there's like an imaginary line, and everyone kind of generally knows where that line is, and they
May
know.
not be able to say it, but we know.
And they know if they cross the line, violence may occur. And it's kind of like what sets the standard with how men operate with each other. And I think that's
Yep.
important. But it's kind of like why women won't. Like, a woman will berate a man and know she's safe. So she'll just keep doing it. She'll just. Because she knows the guy's not going to haul off and hit her.
I had that happen to me last week, actually.
100%. They'll just fucking start. They'll get right in your face. They don't care because they know you can't hit them. It's not societally acceptable.
Yeah, followed me to the car and everything. It's fucking crazy.
Followed you to a car. Oh, that's crazy. See, now I couldn't do that. Like, I couldn't do that with Ryan. I couldn't get in his face and then follow him to his car. Because
Yeah, no, because
I can do it.
breaking.
I can, but I understand that this is going to end up in fists.
Got hands.
And that's just a general accepted. That's just how men operate with each other. They know I can do whatever I want, but I have to understand that this could get violent.
Yeah, then there's also the thing that men understand that you don't beat up people weaker than you, which makes it so goddamn hard when you're stronger than somebody that they start telling you what to do. Like, dude, I will fuck you up. You keep talking to me like that, I'm gonna fuck you up. You know?
You got to give the fair warning shot, though.
No, the fair
No,
warning
that's-
shot was you didn't. Yeah,
No. Like what you're saying, though, that's the warning shot.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
will punch you. Like, just so you know, I will hit you and it will hurt, and you can't beat me.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I think bullying works. I don't know. I don't know if people think that's a bad take. I think you can drive a result through bullying. Now, you can be mean about it. Like, I get it. It can be mean.
You can definitely traumatize people too, though.
Yeah, you can be overly mean-spirited. There's probably a very fine line on this.
You want strategic bullying, David.
You gotta be real good at it. Yeah, just the right amount of bullying.
Just the right amount of bullying. I love the idea of that.
That's right. Ryan, the NPR, they have decided that they are suing President Donald Trump.
For what? Free speech?
They say they are claiming free speech.
Interesting. What free speech are they claiming, David?
Well, let me pull this up real quick.
Did the government say that they're a platform and not a publisher?
NPR. Well, NPR is a publisher. Yes, CNN, because I want to be fair and balanced, Ryan. NPR sues Trump over executive orders to cut funding. National Public Radio filed a First Amendment lawsuit against the Trump administration on Tuesday, alleging that President Trump's attempt to defund NPR is a clear violation of the Constitution. Several NPR member stations from Colorado joined the national network in filing the suit, highlighting the local impacts of taxpayer-funded media. The lawsuit, filed in federal court in Washington, D.C., says Trump's maneuvers against NPR violate both the expressed will of Congress and the First Amendment's bedrock guarantee of free speech, freedom of the press, and freedom of association. Now, this is for just in case you think you stumbled into a different universe. Yes, this is about Trump blocking their funding and nothing else. Moreover, it threatens the existence of public radio system that millions of Americans across the country rely on for vital news and information. Trump targeted both NPR and its television counterpart, PBS, in an executive order on May 1st. The president accused the public media outfits of bias and said the corporation for public broadcasting must stop funding them. The White House reiterated its claims of bias on Tuesday, saying CPB is creating media to support a particular political party on taxpayers' dimes. Public media executives say the White House is grossly mischaracterizing what NPR and PBS do, but the allegations of bias are at the heart of the lawsuit. Says the defunding order is textbook retaliation for the network's perceived point of view in the realm of First Amendment law. This is known as viewpoint-based discrimination. For the record, Ryan, if NPR wins this, I am suing the fuck out of the federal government for not buying me guns. You have to do it. It's my constitutional right to have guns. So naturally, that means it's my constitutional right for them to be purchased for me by the government.
Yeah, pretty much, right? What part of shall not be infringed? Don't you understand?
Yeah. Seems clear to me. It's a clear Second Amendment issue that the federal government is not shipping me firearms on a regular basis. This is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I hope this gets thrown out fucking fast because this is crazy.
It's weird, man.
The federal government doesn't fund our show. I feel like that's a violation of my First Amendment right. Not to mention, it's extra, I don't want to say offensive. It's annoying to me because of what we've gone through with like YouTube and things like that. And well, it's a private company. It's a private company. Okay. But the government's telling the private company that they can't fund me, right? More so, the world government is telling YouTube to pull my information down. Okay, all right.
Yep.
So global governments can tell a platform to remove our content, but the White House isn't allowed to tell a government that they cannot fund public broadcasting because it's a violation of free speech. I can't get on board with that.
Rules for me, not for thee, David.
I absolutely can't get on board with that.
It's just interesting to see them twist it too, because they have been abashed and they're talking about freedom of speech and all this stuff, and that's completely fine. But it's obviously that they have been hijacked and they're not objective news. There's not left, right, and center. It's like centrist right leaning is the most you get. So, and that's mostly because
yeah.
The red wave wouldn't have happened if you had centrists on NPR. Like, if you had right-leaning people on NPR, that wouldn't have happened.
Interesting. I've never heard anyone say that before.
Yeah, if you had true right-leaning people on NPR, you wouldn't have a red wave. We'd have a balanced country.
That's actually an interesting take that I never heard of before. So you're saying...
Tell me why Rush Limbaugh had such an audience, right?
Well,
and he was... what was Rush Limbaugh? The alt-right to NPR? Basically, you either went to NPR for conservative light and then Rush Limbaugh for real conservatism. If NPR had real conservatism, there wouldn't be right-wing media outlets chasing for clout, because you'd actually have a representation of a right-leaning person on your program that is funded by the government, which therefore would give us more balanced approaches, which you would also then see probably, David, in voting demographics, which is why you saw the red wave. is because you've been
Yeah, so
suppressing the points of view of the average American, which are now right-leaning, which they seem fringe right at first. Oh, it's just a small fringe. Really? So fringe that everybody felt that we're 60% of us, 65% of us voted for Trump, but we're the minority. If you only seem a minority because you're only reporting on your minority.
well, we said at one point on the show that this most recent election, this administration is like the ultimate fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're saying is there'd be no protest vote. There'd be nothing to say fuck you to if they were just straight down the center. So,
Yeah, or if they were representing the points of view of people. There's no way that it's just crazy conspiracy theorists, David, that got Donald Trump the most elected president in the history of the country. It's not Alex Jones conspiracy theorist, dude. That's not TikTok. That's not $50,000 in Russian ads.
So in essence, in an attempt for them to overtake the media, they actually did themselves their own disservice because they would have been better off letting the media go as unbiased actual news. They would have been better off long term.
Yeah, the elites, if they weren't greedy cocksuckers and just if they were to just report about chemtrails casually instead of saying, no, there's nothing to see here. Yeah, nobody would dig. You know, it's kind of like what you said about Kanye trolling people. Yeah, you trolled us and we said, no, dude, we're not buying what you're fucking selling. We're voting red wave. That was people's mentality, was wash them away, tsunami them. What does that tell you if NPR was fair and balanced? Democracy dies in the dark, but your paper and your publication went bankrupt. But Steven Crowder and Tim Pool are thriving. Ben Shapiro's a billionaire. It's just clout chasers.
Well,
Cloud chasers, or is it people found a representation because the mainstream narrative representation of them wasn't correct? And what we seen was the mainstream was trying to present that area of the population a certain way, and when it didn't start matching up because people started meeting black Republicans or women Republicans or gay Republicans, right, David? That changed the narrative of like, well, no immigrant I've ever met was for Republicanism until I met the guy from Texas, you know, and then it changes the narrative of like, wait a minute, all I've known of Democrats telling me is that Republicans are white racists and nationalists, when in reality, they just want a country to call their own. That is like, has borders so we can say that this is us. They want an identity. They want national culture. And that's what we cover every week. That was like basically, in a nutshell, the headline segment. I know this, I said this yesterday, but it's basically what that is. That's us taking their middle, left, right, center headline, and then we dissect it in the article because they're telling you the truth. It's just nobody reads the stuff and breaks it down the way. They don't take the extra 5 seconds. This is purposefully false representative of your views so that we have infighting. When in reality, most people can all agree on the same kind of American values. I genuinely believe that. And you can very simply ask. It's when you start going through the typical ones, but the hard ones, you start getting into gun control. Look, if you don't think Americans can have guns, you're not an American. End of story, which is fine, but you're not an American. You don't have to own them. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you have to be armed, but if you don't understand why we have them, you're not an American. That's part of our culture. That's part of America. We're kings and queens. You don't get to fucking tell me what to do. That's just the fact. So that's the red wave. That's the fuck you. If they did their job and were fair and balanced and honest, they wouldn't have never got swamped out of there, dude. There wouldn't be this fucking threat of like, oh my God, the whole establishment is shaking their boots. Everything's going to be turned upside. Why do you think everything's going to get turned upside down? Because you guys been steering the ship the same way, and it's been just veering off in one direction.
So they completely overplayed their hand.
Well, I also think, David, that they didn't think that people would either A, wake up to B, that the internet was that powerful, or C, that it mattered. I've also heard the thing that it actually doesn't matter because the AI, the robots are so, like, they already got algorithms. They don't need, it doesn't matter what they vote. They have algorithms and the bunkers built.
Well, the The scary thing about AI to me is not that robots are going to take over the world or anything. It's how quickly it can gather data and game plan with that data. So if you're an elite and you're trying to keep people in control, AI is a tool that we've said this before with like even like the basic internet before, but like could you imagine how effective Hitler would have been with the internet?
Yeah, imagine him with Facebook's data collection.
Imagine Hitler but with all the mass metadata on Earth.
Crazy, dude.
Now think of that's just basic mass metadata and internet. Now think of them with all the power of AI. Dude,
AI and
Hitler,
algorithms. for you to,
AI
like-
Hitler is the craziest fucking thing. Just, dude, I'm not kidding. Like we're speaking German. There would be
and
no
flying
stopping it.
cars. Yeah, and flying cars.
Crazy.
The Führer wants us to never touch the ground. The Führer
Fucking
gets it.
Ryan, we could probably headline the rest of these, but there is one more thing that I think is worth talking about.
So we mentioned new voters, which is also young voters, another way to say that. And now I want to talk about men. And here's something from the New York Times. This is written by our friend of the show, Shane Goldmacher. The prospectus for one new $20 million effort obtained by the Times aims to reverse the erosion of Democratic support among young men, especially online. It is codenamed SAM, short for Speaking with American Men, a strategic plan, and promises investments to study the syntax, language, and content that gains attention and the virility in these spaces. It recommends buying advertisements in video games, among other things. So you're the man here. I will not mansplain you. All I will say is, duh.
He's not a
Yeah,
man.
You should have
Yeah,
probably
no, you picked the
recognized
wrong
this
man
a
to be your
couple
man.
cycles before when this trend was growing very.
Oh, sure.
All right. They just admitted that they are not okay with men finding a red pill space that taught them about human nature, psychology, how to make wealth, and how to build a family. They don't like it. So they're going to spend millions of dollars to destroy it. They don't want you to know about stoicism.
Best I could come up with. Show this to Ryan and ask him if he would be okay with giving that as a thank you gift.
Ryan, if this was a free gift to you, how would you feel about it?
Food for gift? Dude, that's the best gift there is.
Cute, or is it tacky?
How do you feel about its packaging?
Because I had to wrap it in plastic wrap.
Ryan, compliment my package.
Nice package, Dave.
He likes it.
For real,
Greatest
though,
package.
Is it tacky looking? With
No, it
the
doesn't look
green
tacky.
saran wrap?
No, it looks fine.
Put it in a bag. Put it in a bag. It looks less tacky.
He said put it in a bag. He doesn't. It doesn't matter.
Fuck you, Ryan.
You shouldn't have asked dudes. Dudes don't
It's
care.
all about the presentation.
We'd be like, fuck yeah, free
See-
eggs.
See,
Great.
yeah,
I hope so. I hope that's what they
I
think.
just saved them.
I don't know.
That was perfect timing. Perfect timing. Save them $20 million, David. We just saved them $20 million.
Give
I
me
don't
free
care
eggs.
what the eggs look like. I just need the eggs.
Just give me the eggs.
I just
dude.
need protein. Dude, you don't need to spend $20 million. Just put it on the outside of a protein container and you will get the men that you want. Because look, let's be honest, David. Here's what's funny about this. Do you think they're spending $20 million on the femboys,
Well, no.
on the
no.
gay boys, on the soy boys? Where do you think the $20 million? What men do you think they're targeting, David?
Men. No, men. They were clear. Men.
Like athletic men, military
men.
aged men,
yeah, men.
like business owners, entrepreneurs, construction
men.
workers,
men.
blue collar,
Men.
police, first responders,
Men. Men.
doctors.
They can vary.
I bet you more doctors are Republican than you think.
No,
Why, you
no,
think
no,
they're in
that-
medicine,
no,
David?
but-
They
Yeah.
like capitalism.
Ryan,
Yeah,
Let me
they're
tell
not
you
spending
this.
$20 million to go fucking tell soy boys to drink more fucking milk, okay? That's not what they're doing. They're trying to destroy your boys. They're coming for your fucking children. They're buying ad space in fucking video games, David. Surely VR ads No, don't buy Bitcoin, boys. It's dumb. It's going to be unusable money,
Well-
but we're going to have digital, like real estate for ad revenue, which I'm sure the ad revenue in Fortnite can change considering their seasons, David, and we add a level every year or every few months. There's going to be a whole nother slew of digital billboards for ad revenue. Imagine the rainbow flags. You thought the rainbow flag skins for free for a gay day was the worst, David. No American flag skins for free though, right? Got to spend a $5.99, or they don't even exist in the game. But they'll give out the fag skins for free.
Let me ask you this, Ryan. Is it worth spending the money to try to convert current men?
I think it's a slap in the face that they think $20 million is going to do it.
I don't think. Well, if you want my opinion, I don't think any amount of money can do it. I don't think
That's
you can.
why. You can't unfuck our biology. We don't want fat wives, dude. I want to. You're not going to hijack men's biology. I've said this before. I said this. This was the whole thing about red pill and men and women and all these relationship shit, all the therapy speak you've seen. I told you guys about this in 2020 when I came on and first found red pill. I told you guys all about it and what it was going to be and how it was manipulating and changing everything in our landscape and understanding social and economic dynamics and modern relationships. And we've seen the other side of it. They're not spending money. It's a terrorist organization. Yeah, it's insult. There's no amount of money that's going to unwire men's biology, because whether or not they want to admit it or not, David, men's biology has never changed and women's biology has constantly changed. And that's where our crossroads is they are trying to fuck our ancestors' programming right out of us by making us not breed, or we're going to get birth controlled. They're going to lower our testosterone through birth control in the water and in the air and our girlfriends being on it and the whole nine, dude. They don't want you to grow a beard. They don't want you to be able to lift your body weight. They don't want you to be able to drink a gallon of milk and not throw up. Believe me. Fucking believe me. The gallon challenge. Oh, you'll throw up. I've yet to throw up from drinking milk ever in my life.
I don't remember specifically, but wasn't that like drink a whole gallon in like a minute?
Yeah. Just drink a whole gallon nonstop.
Yeah. Have you ever chugged a gallon in like a minute? I don't think I would throw. Like, I have a pretty steel.
I think you would throw up
stomach.
chugging anything, any amount of liquid that much.
Well, you can literally throw up from drinking too much water too quickly.
Yeah, that's one of the
It's just a
tips.
natural.
You know, if you're not,
it's natural
yeah,
reaction.
if you're not feeling well, it trips your gag reflex or whatever. But no, they're spending $20 million, dude. You're gonna have to spend $20 billion. You don't have. And here's the other thing. And the proof is in the pudding. They're targeting video games. They're not writing in print and movies and media, which is showing that the segregation in men and women. They are not even trying to alter the world outside of the home. They're trying to target men in the home before they leave the home, David, because they don't want men to leave the home. Because if men leave the home, they make their own homes. They're their own providers, and then you can't tell them what to do. So they want you trapped in your mom's basement, paying $14.95 for fucking Fortnite skins that you'll be so in love with that you'll never fucking leave. You'll never grow up, and you'll be a Peter Pan you'll be on Neverland, and you'll never have children. You'll never grow up. You'll never mature, and you'll be stuck there. You'll be a grown adolescent man, because they don't want you to admit. They don't want you to grab responsibility. They don't want you to grab the flame of knowledge that was bestowed to you by God, that's in your dick. Literally, the seed of life is in you. Men create life. Life starts at the man. DNA starts with the men. I mean, granted, women's eggs come from blah, blah, blah. Men are the spreader. End of story. We are the water. Women are the dirt. It's the way it works. Things fall from the heavens to go to the ground, David, not the other way around. And I'm sick of trying to act like it is. We are called sons because we raise every day to make the world a better place. I'm sick and tired of it. Women have had their run. They've had feminism. They've had their money. They've had their time. And now they are trying to come to destroy men so that men never resurrect again, because true men will not allow android robots to come fuck your wives. I'm not getting replaced by no fuck machine, bitch. It ain't happening.
Hey, before we go, I'm gonna run a scenario by you. Okay, you ready for this? I won't get into too many specifics because I don't want to.
Fuck, kill, marry. Are we playing fuck, kill, marry?
No. All right.
Oprah, Rosie O'Donnell, and Hillary Clinton.
We don't even have to say your girlfriend. Just a fake world, different girlfriend. Okay, just so we're not doing anything. She comes up to you. She says, "Hey, I just want to make a little extra side cash. I started a Foot Finder account.
Mm-hmm.
What's your next move?"
How long have I been with her?
Year.
Like I love this girl.
Sure.
Okay, so I love a girl, and she's kept that she's been making foot
She
money.
just started it. She just decided. She's all excited. I'm going. I
She-
heard you can make a lot
so
of money.
I love a
doing it.
girl. She just yeah. I'm hot about that one. Yeah, I'm hot.
So you don't love that, right?
They're my toes. Yeah, like your body, my
Hell,
choice.
okay. See, this is why I do the show with Ryan.
Yeah.
For the record, Eve did not say she was starting a Foot Finder account, but someone else I know is like, "Oh, I heard you can make a lot of money doing this." And like she's
Look,
like,
look. The
she's like, I think,
equivalent-
wait, hold on. She's like, I think I'm gonna do it, and I'm like, I'd not for nothing. I'd be out. Like if you were my girlfriend, I'd be done. Like we're done right now. Like we're done. Like absolutely not. You're not doing it, and if you do it, we're done. Like that's absolutely not. And I found out the boyfriend is like completely on board. He's like, I'll run it. I'm like, no, wrong answer, dude.
Look, here's the thing. I think men are just okay with being cucks now.
That's not to me. People thought I was crazy. I'm like, abso-fucking-lutely not. No chance. I'm out. I would.
Dude.
No.
The
We're
idea
done.
is that you're monetizing the lust people have for your lady.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And the idea behind that,
whether you want to admit it or not, is opening the door.
Look, and if I'm going to start a foot finder, I'm just going to use AI foot generation anyways. You're not putting your real feet on there.
That's the business move. I'll just have AI make a bunch of pictures of feet.
I seen ones of dudes saying they're OnlyFans girls, but it's just AI model of a hot chick. It's them dancing. Take your shirt off. All right, I got you.
That's the play. Hell yeah, that's
But
the play
dude,
completely.
So people are okay with monetizing this. Okay, so next time you're out with your girlfriend, I'm gonna just go up to her and give her a kiss on the lips right in front of you, and then walk away, not say nothing to you, just walk away. And then the next guy that likes her is gonna walk up and kiss her and walk away. And if you can't say that's not the same thing, basically every time that guy comes, that's what he's saying when he's jerking off to your fucking girlfriend's toes, you little creepy fuck. Now I get your whole little ego thing. I get your whole little ego trip because you've never done nothing in your life to feel great about yourself, that you need other men wanting, lusting after your woman to feel good about yourself because you're fucking pathetic. But here's the idea. Any man that would monetize her girlfriend's feet instead of monetizing your work ethic so that she didn't have to sell her feet. And also, it says something about the girl that needs to get validation from monetizing her toes. Fucking crazy. If you were like a foot model for like a shoe company, all right. You going on Foot Finder so guys
I agree.
If you're
I agree. That's a different
Lotion
space
to-
completely. That's
you're hitting a niche market for perverts, and they're probably fucking child molesters. So you're helping child molesters come to your toes because they think they're on 8-year-old girls. You fucking creepy fuck. And then you're promoting it. You're making money on it. And then you're getting an ego boost. Your girlfriend thinks she's hot. And let's be honest, if she was hot, she'd be starting an OnlyFans, not a Foot Finder. So your fat, ugly girlfriend is so ugly that she has to sell her feet and can't sell pictures of her fucking face. You're failing. You're not doing it right, okay? I wouldn't date a porn star either. My girlfriend came to me with OnlyFans. I said, get fucked. Your body, my choice. You could say it's not the case. But if you want me to do what I have to do to be your boyfriend, you got to kind of respect yourself when you're with me. I respect myself. And here's what Foot Finder is in the woman's perspective. That's like me standing outside your girl's house reading poetry in her ear while she's having sex with you. And she's actually in love with my poetry with your dick in her. That's what that is. Because women, David, fall in love different. That's why they don't understand why it's such a big thing. They don't fall in love with the physical thing, David. They fall in love with their feelings about the physical thing. They love the way the man makes them feel. They don't love the way the man looks. We love the way they look and then how they make us feel second. It's fucked. It's flipped and it's opposite, which is why girls don't see anything wrong with putting their nice juicy asses on Instagram, David. and they see nothing wrong and call men insecure. But if I was out there posting pictures of my cock and sending it to your sister, you would tell me that I'm fucking a pervert and I'm trying to sleep with your sister. Be like, well, then why do you put it on there for all your friends? Well, I just was camping or whatever. Be like, no, all the guy friends that you have want to fuck you, and you're just putting your ass there for them to jerk off to. I'm sick and tired of it. It's trashy behavior. And then to go further, you're also training men, ladies, on the other end to just expect you to act like fucking trash bags. So the very rape culture that you're not trying to promote by like, I wish guys didn't ask for sex all the time. Well, maybe if you didn't show your fucking ass all the time, we wouldn't be asking for fucking sex. Because when you show your ass, we just think it's easy access. Because let's be honest, biologically, you're triggering things in us that make you think you want to fuck us. Like, show your ass. And then you're mad at me that guys are raping you, but you're fucking making men lust at such a high level. It's like they're all horny all the time. Unless we chemically castrate them at birth, David, like all the good feminists want. Just fuck with our biology. Just because you guys are on hormonal birth control doesn't mean you're going to castrate my biology so that you feel better about being the inferior, sex when it comes to being strong. Fucking A, dude. Here's the thing. If you want to make better men in the world, you need to have fathers and you need to promote like exploration, freedom, and some level of suffering. Good men are not made if they always stay in their mom's house. Buddha was a prince and then he left and gave it all up. You are not a good man if you just stay in a good place. You have to go make the world a better place. And you don't make a good place a better place. A lot of times you only make the shit a better place. That's what makes men. Men build the world. Men are the creators. We flip the world. We are unique in that regard. We are made in the image of God, and man makes in the image of that very man. We are self-made. We can make things. Life starts with us. We are the harbinger of life. We carry our seed. We grow our seed to give to our women. Our women's eggs are ready for us, not the other way around. I am the giver of life. I am the start of life. Women are the nurturing and the spreading and the growth of life. It's equally as important, but us as men need to remember our place in the matrix and our place as like leaders of the fucking world. And they're spending $20 million, which is laughable because I'll take $19 million of that for a 1-year deal. And then on 1 year and one day, I'm going to tell you to get fucked. It was just to get money. And then Dave and I will slowly unravel your entire program.
I would take all 20 million. You know what I'd say? Completely change all of your policies because they're wrong. They're completely anti-man. No self-respecting man would vote for a Democrat. And quite frankly, I said this when Kamala Harris was running. No man wants to be led by a woman.
No man is going to vote for a woman president that is a real man. Because we understand. Men understand. When I'm on a ladder swinging over the head, man, there's very, very, very few women that are going to be... Very few men even, David, to go further. Mm-hmm. Let's not make it about sex. Very few men have the chemical makeup to be great at anything that they pursue at very high levels, let alone men and women when it comes to the way they respond to stress and, all that being said, I am a father to a girl. I want her to have the same opportunities. But you know what, David? I've said this before, and I will die on this hill. Most of the time, why would women want to do what men can do when they have sons and they have husbands to do that thing? They have uncles and brothers and cousins to do the thing. I don't need to climb a mountain to get the stick at the top. That's why my brother's here. That's why my son's here. That's why my husband's here. I nurture, I grow, I stay here. You give me something, I make it better. This whole I don't know. I wasn't around 10 million years ago, David, but it is odd to me. And we did grow up in an odd time with the nuclear family in the 50s and the baby boomers. And I know we're all trying to figure it out, but considering that doesn't matter, I can't wait till we all make $1 million an hour, David, like I always said. So, as always, Dave Ryan, December 1773. Catch us on Rumble for the greatest podcast in human history. As always, David, I appreciate you most for your time, even when I'm late. And I will see everybody tomorrow.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Ryan.
Oh, the dog thing yesterday?
Yeah.
You should clip that and put that as a short. I just watched that end of the episode part, and I laughed extra hard. So, yesterday was a good time.
Dog clip.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Love you guys. See you later.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Ryan.